Hello guys, KP Chambino here with a new video for Path of Exile 2. And in this video I'm going to show you guys my build that I'm going to play for the next league, the Last Druid. So it's a Titan build, you can see it here. And what are the skills that I'm using? So I'm using for clearing Bone Shatter and Leap Slam. Then I'm using for single target Hammer of the Gods. Earth Shatter can be used for clearing too, but most of the time you will use it for single target. And then Forge Hammer is here too, to just get more damage. And it's all about rage in this build. I got 54 or 55 rage, so I got Berserk too. It's a very strong build in clearing. It's a very strong build in single target too. So it's overall very strong, the Titan, because you can aftershock your slams 1-2 times most of the time. The clearing is very good on the warrior. So it's a very, very decent build that you can play. So how does it work? So you will see it here. You will see it right away in the gameplay. So you just do Earth Shatter 3 times. Then you throw your Forge Hammer. Then you use a Cry. And then you got shit like this. And then you do a shitload of damage. If you do this on a boss, that's 2 to 3 million DPS. And then I'm not yet using my Hammer of the Gods, because I want to heavy stun first the enemy. So I'm going to start first with gameplay, like always, a tier 16 map, and then the Arbiter. It's all at the highest level, so tier 4 bosses. And then I will show you guys the gems, I will show you guys the talent tree, then the gear, and then the last part, I will show you guys a couple of mechanics that are important. Because there are a couple of mechanics that you need to understand, gem-wise and all that stuff. But once that you understand it, is straight on build. So enjoy the gameplay, and I see you guys after the gameplay back.
You are too late. The fourth edict already burns for your world.
I can't yet.
You are not known for this blood, sacred fire of the Mother Soul. You are called upon. Your affliction upon her will soon be erased. Let fear of the Mother Soul must ready. Mine to claim.
Okay, let's get started with the gems. So Bone Shatter and Leap Slam are the gems that we are going to use. It's a very strong combination in clearing that we are going to use for clearing maps really quick. So you jump on an enemy, you prime them for stun, and then Bone Shatter with Impact Shockwave is going to do that very big AoE in combination with Herald of Ash. Yeah, Herald of Ash. So how does it work? So very simple, you can see here that attack enemies with a melee strike. The strike will cause heavy stun on enemies that are primed for stun. But what is primed for stun? So primed for stun is this. So you will see above every enemy, you will see a bar, and that's a stun bar. And if you're on a certain percentage, that means it's primed for stun. But how do you prime for stun? You do it by building up some stun built up on your talent tree. And then you just need to, everything that you use that is a skill will get the stun up. So you need to get the stun to a certain percentage, and then you use Bone Shatter, and then Bone Shatter in combination with Impact Shockwave is going to do all those AoE explosions that you see. That's simply how it works. So you jump with Leap Slam, so you got Leap Slam. You got Holy Descent. This is very important for survivability. Why is that? Because it's going to boost your life regeneration. Be sure that you get that. If you go through the campaign, get this, and you will survive a lot of times more. If you're fighting a very hard pack, or you're fighting a single target, just do a jump. This is the Holy Descent. So you can see that at the moment I got 167. If I jump, it goes to 344 life per second. And that's a lot. Therefore, I always like to take it. Then the next one is Brink. Brink is very important too. So I told you guys about Pride for Stun. But if you don't have Brink and you jump on an enemy, it's possible that you will heavy stun him with Leap Slam. And then you cannot heavy stun it anymore with Bone Shatter. Brink is going to prevent that. So if you jump on enemies and they fall on the ground, you think by yourself, why is my Bone Shatter not doing the shockwave? That's because you overstun them. And then you need to use this one. Brink 2. Very important. This is mandatory. So stun build up caused by supported skills cannot reach 100%. Very important. Then the next one is Momentum. Magnified Area 2. By the way, I will post Path of Building under this video too. It's not yet updated, but the section that I'm going to show you guys, they are not going to change anything in it. So you can use it, it's not a problem. If I got a new Path of Building, the updated version, I will place the right Path of Building link under this video. Then we got Rapid Attacks. So let's do it again. Holy Descent, Brink, Momentum, Magnified Area 2, and then Rapid Attacks. Then for Bone Shatter, Rage 2. Then we got Armor Break 2. We got Central Carl 2. Supporter strike skills are essentially boost once every 3 seconds. That's really good. Then you got Fire Attunement, and then you got Impact Shockwave. What is mandatory? Impact Shockwave and Bone Shatter. That's the first two things that you take, and then the other ones. Then Hammer of the Gods is for a single target. Hammer of the Gods, Heavy Swing, Rage Forge 1, Fist of War 3, Aftershock 2, and then Brutality 3. Then Earthshatter. So how does Earthshatter work? You just do this. You can do it 3 times, and then the spikes will go away. Then you need to use a Warcry, and then the spikes will explode. So what do we got on Earthshatter? We got Aftershock 2, we got Brutality 3, we got Close Combat 2, we got Rapid Attacks 2, and we got Branching Fissures 2. So that's what you need to take. And then Herald of Ash is the herald that we are going to use, is buff. So this is very important, because you need to have this to make the Bone Shatter AoE and the Impact Shockwave bigger. So at the start, if you don't have this, you will see that you don't have the explosion that I will show you guys. So you got Herald of Ash, you got Cannibalism 1, mandatory. So just take it. 2% of maximum life recovered on kill, while a supported skill is active. So every time that you kill enemies, you get 2% more life, and that's a lot. Then you got Precision 1, because we cannot take Resolute Techniques anymore. You need to stack accuracy, otherwise, yeah, you're going to miss. And then we got Fire Mastery, then we got Magnified Area 2. Then Seismic Cry. Seismic Cry is very important. So Seismic Cry is not only to detonate your Earth Shatters spikes, but it's going to give you a chance, or it's going to give you, simply said, it will give you 2 times Hammer of the Gods. Why is that? So you can see it here, that, let me have a look where it is. Perform a damaging Warcry, knocking back nearby enemies and heavy stunning enemies that are primed for stun. If an enemy is heavy stunned, or a currently heavy stunned enemy is hit, this skill empowers subsequent slams to perform an additional aftershock. So what does that mean? You will see that I do that always. You saw it in the gameplay too. So you build, like on a boss, you build up your stun, and at 80 or 90% he's primed. On that moment, I use on the boss Bone Shatter. He falls on the ground. He's heavy stunned. On that moment, you use your Warcry, Seismic Cry, and then you will see that you can use 2 times the Hammer of the Gods. That's why that is. It's always happening. And then you can sometimes have a third one too, because we are a Titan, and you can stack it a little bit. So always do it like that. That's a little bit the gameplay that you need to do. Then you got Infernal Cry. Infernal Cry will empower your hits that you do more damage, but it's most of the time to detonate your Earth Shatter. Then we got here Enraged Warcry 1. We got Tireless, and we got Cooldown Recovery 1. And I still needed to say Seismic Cry 2 to you guys. So you got here Corrupted Cry 1. You got Murderous Intent, and you got Cooldown Recovery. And then Forge Hammer. Forge Hammer is something cool that we got the previous one. I like it a lot. So it's extra damage, therefore I took it. So hurl a fiery hammer that slams into the ground and lodge there. While the hammer is lodged in the ground, the skill recalls the hammer and resists the skill cooldown. So using a Warcry near the lodged hammer causes it to shatter, releasing a number of molten fissures in a spiral, and that's really cool. I like it a lot. So because we already need to use the entire time Warcries, because yeah, we are doing Earth Shatter, I thought by myself, yeah, let's throw Forge Hammer in a tool, do this, and then you got shit like this. And then you do it again. So it's like a lot of shit that you throw on the ground, but it does a lot of damage, because you need to try it without the Forge Hammer. Forge Hammer is doing nice amount of damage. So the gems here is Fire Penetration 2, Elemental Armament 2, then we got Fist of Fire 2, then we got Branching Fissure 1, and then we got Concentrated Area. And then of course, Rage is our best friend. We are using Berserk, the buff. So, because it's very good. Lose 0.1% of maximum life per rage per second while not losing rage. Grants 68% increased rage effect. That's a lot. We got 54 or 55 rage buffs. And then here you put Herbalism on it. And then you're done. So that was it for the gems. And a little bit info why I'm using them. Now I will show you guys briefly the talent tree. Okay, the talent tree. So I'm going to start first with Ascendancy. So the Titan, you can go Glass Cannon, full DPS, or you can go a little bit more defensive. That's a little bit how it works. This I would not take. That's something for another build. They are going to remove this, and they are going to put a new skill here, but it's not good for this build. So if you start the game, you go right away to Hulking Form. Hulking Form is, in my opinion, one of the best Ascendancy skills that you can take. But then you can choose. It depends a little bit how strong you are. So if you go here to the bottom, this is going to give you straight on 50% more maximum life. Defensive wise, this is very strong. You probably need to take this first, and later on, if your gear is a little bit better, you can go the full DPS way. Then you got another DPS one, that's this one. 50% more armor, but this is not really needed. But if you feel squeezy in the campaign, or if you start mapping, I would take first those 4, and then this one and this one. And then if your gear gets better, you can go to this one. Why is this DPS was so good? So you will see that slam skills have 8% increased area of effect. Here you will get 25% chance for slam skills you use yourself to cause an aftershock. That's like 2 times that you can use your slam. And then this is very good. So every second slam skill you use yourself is essentially boosted. What is this? So there 30% more damage, 30% more, not increased more, 25 increased area of effect, and ancestrally boosted strike will target 2 additional enemies. So therefore, damage-wise, it's so good. Therefore, you saw a lot of times, if it is green, it's essentially boosted. So that's why this is green. This is how you can see it. And here, if it is blue, you can see it too here. So that's why my skills are getting that color. So that is it for the Ascendancy. Now I will show you guys the other part of the tree and why this is important. Okay, for the other parts, it's straight on. So this is not... so what is the problem with a warrior? That is that if you take the best DPS nodes, you most of the time will lose attack speed. So what I do the entire time is I try to take the attack speed that I can. So that you got a decent speed and that you got a decent hitting too. So you can see this goes at a decent pace. I would to see it a little bit faster, but that's not possible in this game. But if you compare it when you start and you see this goes a lot quicker. Therefore, you will see that I take a lot of attack speed. So you go here, attack speed, you can see it here. These are just armor and DPS. Then you come to this cluster. This is just a lot of DPS, very important. And then you go to this cluster. This is not only strength. So strength is giving HP, but this is very important and mandatory. So 4% chance that if you would gain rage on hit, you instead gain up to your maximum rage. So that means that we are producing the entire time rage because we got a rage gem. This is important. Therefore, you see me jumping. Most of the time in the gameplay, you saw that I was at the maximum rage. Be sure that you take that. Then we go up here. Once again, you will see a lot of rage stacking. That rage goes slower away. So this is rage 2. Very important. Then you go here to the north. Take this one. This cluster is for AoE. So for area of effect that it's bigger. Then you go to this cluster. This is for elemental damage. Then you go to this one. And this is very important to this cluster. So first of all, why I'm not using mana? Why I'm not getting mana? Because I use this one. You have no mana. Skill mana cost convert to life cost. So it makes life a lot easier. Mandatory too. Otherwise it's unplayable. If you see that one cry is 124 mana, yeah, you know that you will use your mana really quick, and we do every couple of seconds a cry. So you need to take that, otherwise the build does not work. And then very important for the fissures on your Earthshatter, take this one. Therefore, if you see that you're hitting and you only get 2 spikes here, or 1, that means that you don't have this one. Fissure skills have a 20% chance to create an additional fissure. This is a lot better than upheaval. Take it. So this one and this one are mandatory. And this one. Then we go here a little bit to the left, damage again. Then you go to this area to get more aftershock. And this is important too. So I already told you guys that ancestrally boosted attacks are very good. This is going to give you a little bit more damage. And you will get in between your attacks essentially boosted too by this one. And heavy stunning or a rare. On heavy stunning, a rare or unique enemy, your next attack within 4 seconds will be ancestrally boosted. So this is the cluster why I take it. Then here is a strength, just take it, and 1% increased damage per 15 strength. And then we go to a very important node, Giant's Blood. So you guys can see that I'm using a two-hander and a shield. Why is that? Because I use Giant's Blood. Giant's Blood is important. You can wield two-handed axes, maces and sword in one hand. Triple attribute requirement of martial weapons. So what does that mean? That you need to, so you will see on my weapon, you will see that it requires 342 strength. So that's 3 times as much as normal. So you can see it really easy. So if I refund passive and I do this, you will see I cannot use my shield anymore, and now I only need 114 strength. So that's what it's going to do, but it's very good, this node, Giant's Blood. But of course you need to have a decent amount of strength. What would help at the start? Get reduced attributes on your weapon. So I got 30% on it, and that makes life a lot easier because you need to have 30% less strength needed to use this item. So that's Giant Blood, and therefore I'm using a two-hander and a shield. Then go a little bit further. This is important too. So why? So the war cries, you need to use them a lot. At the moment it's 4.4 seconds, and this is 4.4 seconds too. So this is going to reduce the cooldown on the war cries. Otherwise, I think it's even 8 seconds or something. So be sure that you take that. So if you're doing this, you're doing a boss and you think, okay, I use this, then I use Seismic Cry, and then you need to wait too long. That means that you don't have those nodes. Simply said. And one of the best nodes to recover 2% of your maximum life and mana when you use a war cry. This is so overpowered. So be sure that you take that. So if you see that your war cry is taking too long, that means that you don't have this one. Then here is the defensive ones. Armor, and armor applies to elemental damage. Here once again get the extra rage that we can go to 50 plus. And I already told you guys it, I like attack speed. This is a new one that we had previous league. Take this one too. Then for the gems, and this can be a tricky one because they are very expensive. The problem with the warrior is that we are lacking a lot of life. So you got now here nodes, you got here nodes, but you will never get a lot of life. So what do you need to do is you need to use Grand Spectrum Rubies. So what are they going to do? They give 2% increased maximum life per socket Grand Spectrum. So you can get maximum 3. So you will see here I got one, here I got one, and here I got one. So that means that for every socket ruby is 6% multiply 3 is 18% more life. And that's a lot. I try to play the build high end. Just, don't look at the modifiers on my maps. And 3000 HP was too low for it. But if you watch a little bit on your maps, you don't need to have those jewels. Why I'm saying that? Because they are very expensive. I just checked the previous league, and they are now 25 divines for every jewel. So they are not mandatory, but later on, if you got enough money, I would buy them. So if you don't have the jewels that I show you guys, and you die a lot, just like I said, get this and this away and take this and this. This is 15% maximum life too. So I know people are going to say the jewels, oh fuck, they are 100 divines. They are not mandatory. So you will lose a little bit of DPS, but it will be just the same if you take this. So, but at the end, I would always take them. So that was it for the 3 guys. Now I'm going to show you guys the gear. Okay, for the gear. So first of all, you need to get a two-handed mace with a lot of physical damage. Increased physical damage, add physical damage, attack speed, and if you're very lucky, you can get a hybrid too. That's physical damage plus accuracy rating. So that's all. I would take the 2 runners that you put here plus 18% increased physical damage. That are the best in my opinion, so just take it. Then the gear. So I'm going to talk now about the gear. So you will always see something coming back because you need to have a lot of strength in this build. You will see that I got a lot of items with strength, life, and of course resistance. So I would always go to 75 on all your resistance. These are, by the way, my stats. So Chaos 2, get everything to 75. That's number 1. What is important too, I already told you guys it's life and resistance, yeah, and always try to get a strength-based item. Why I'm saying that? Because you know you need to have all the strength that you can have. So if you take like hybrids or dexterity based items, you need to get dexterity. But that's not possible, because if you start changing strength nodes to dexterity nodes, you cannot use anymore your Giant's Blood. So you will see that all my items are armor based, so strength based, that you don't need to have a dexterity or intelligence. Very important. So my helmet, you can see it here. Life, strength, resistance, and what rune do I got here, or this is a soul core, +4 to maximum rage. That's what I stack here. Then my shield. What is important on a shield? There is number 1 is the block chance. You got a shield to block. That's it. So you can see increased block chance is important, life is important, and if you can, 6% additional physical damage reduction. That's very good. Like 6% of all the physical damage is reduced. You never can do that easy with armor. And then once again, you will need to have some resistance on it. It depends what you need. Then I'm going to talk about the chest. What is important in a chest? So you guys can see I got a couple of layers defensive-wise. So the first one is, of course, life. The second one is the resistance that you need to cap. And the third one is life regeneration per second. Why is that? Because that's very strong. This is not Path of Exile 1. It's a little bit slower. That means that you got most of the time a little bit more time to jump away and heal a little bit just by getting a lot of life recovery per second. I think it's one of the best defensive stats that you can have, life regeneration. Therefore, you will see it a lot on my items too. And that's why I use this chest too. Ornate Plate got an implicit regenerate 1.75% of maximum life per second. Be sure that you take it. So you guys can see that if I jump it leaps, let me takes 9 seconds and I got totally my HP back. So be sure that you take this base. That's very important. And then once again, just the same, life, resistance, and life regeneration. And here you need to put in the soul core of Jikwani, plus 3%. Increased maximum life 2 times, that's +6. Be sure that you do that. Then we are going to the gloves. So the gloves, once again, just the same, strength, resistance. If you're very rich, you can get here, let me have a look, I got it here, +2 level of all melee skills, but that's very expensive. You can put it on your weapon too, if you got the money. I think it can go to +7. So this one, the +2 level of all melee skills is the best to boost your DPS very high. I got one on my amulet, but you can put it on gloves too. Once again, what can you get on gloves? Strength, resistance, life. If you're very rich, you can get increased attack speed. And if you're even richer, you can get a +1 or +2 to all melee skills. What are we putting in this one? We are putting here the Talisman of Sirius. Like I said, 8% increased attack speed. Then for the boots, so what do you need to have here? Increased movement speed, try to get 35, because it's already a very slow game. Strength again, life, that's all. What kind of rune do you put here? I put here the Feral's rune of the chase, and this is going to give +5% increased movement speed. If you got 2 sockets, you got 10, and I think you can go to 3, that's 15. Get the movement speed in it. Speed is very important in our ARPGs. Then for the belt, life again, gold, and life regeneration. Very simple. The more charm slots you get, the better. I got only 2, but this is a good belt. Now I'm going to talk about jewels. So the rings, what do you need to have on the rings? Yeah, just a little bit the same, but on the rings you can get a breach ring. You can quality them to 40. They are very good. Even with low stats, you get them high. You need to get life here again. Most of the time your rings is to cap the little bit, the end pieces, to get to 75 resistance. But there is something that is very important. So be sure that on one of the rings you got leech of physical damage as life. That's very important. At the start you will not feel it, but if you go to the higher maps, tier 15, 16s, and you roll like me, you just roll them and you don't look at them, you will need that. Sometimes in this game, it's very hard to get your life really quick back because we only got 2 flasks. Therefore, it's important. Then for the amulet, and I forgot to say something. By the way, here in my shield, I got plus 11 to chaos resistance, because that's most of the time a little bit hard to cap. Then the amulet. The amulet is always something special. So life again, resistance and life regeneration is here. And here I got the plus 3 to level of all melee skills. And then I got here the anointment sent in the eyes. So what is sent in the eyes? That's over here. It's once again increased attack speed. Yeah, you just need to get, let me have a look. 3 despairs, so just take it to go a little bit quicker. What are other good amulets? This one is really good too, but this is going to be very expensive. So let me have a look that I can find it. Is it in 20? Yeah, I'm not sure that I still got it. I had an amulet where I got plus % to life, but I don't see it. Yeah, here it is. Plus 7 increased maximum life. You can roll that on an amulet. One of the few items, I think the only item if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to get more life, you can do that. Search for this one. So here, increased maximum life. And then, of course, you just get all the life on it and the resistance that you need and life regeneration. That's a little bit the same. That's it a little bit. And for the life flask, I use this one. Mana we don't need. And then I got something against bleeding and something against shock, but that's not really that important. So that was it for the gear, guys. So straight on gear. Yeah, be sure that you take the right runes too. It takes a little bit to get the gear. And yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of how you need to play it. Okay, let's get started. Let's do a map. So I'm going to do this one. Yeah, Enfeeble, I don't like that a lot to showcase because my DPS is less than at this moment. So I'm going to reveal it for a brief moment. Is it now this a good one? Going to put this on this and then this on this. Yeah, I got Enfeeble again, but okay. So I got Enfeeble. It's not really a problem. I'm just going to show you guys it. So what do you need to do? So you just need to jump on enemies and then you need to use Bone Shatter. So you will see it here. So now they are primed. You do this bang. So you need to watch here at the top the stun bar. So I jump on it, bang. That's why it's so good to clear. You can of course do this too. If you want to go with Earth Shatter, you just do this. This is, you can clear with this too. It's a little bit slower in my opinion. But if you want to have a little bit more fun than always jumping like this is, it's really fun. So you just destroy shit, by the way. So I like to go, sometimes I like to go like this. So you just get a shatter out your hammer. You do a war cry and you just, yeah, burn everything. I just used my hammer too. So you guys can see it goes really quick because this is, by the way, a tier 50 map. So it's not that, it's nothing, but you can see. But most of the time I just jump. And if I prime them for stun, I just use Bone Shatter. That was, by the way, a rare one. If I want to change one thing in the build, that is that I can stack a little bit more AoE. Because sometimes you guys can see it, I'm missing sometimes a couple of guys in destroying the packs. It's just a detail, but yeah, I don't have the skills anymore in my talent tree that I can use for that. But you can see it, at some point you just jump the entire time. And then that's all what you need to do. You can of course play like this too. If you don't want to use Bone Shatter and you're strong enough, you can just keep jumping. It will at some point kill enemies too, but I like to do it this way. Here, do you guys see that? That was a little bit the edge enemy that I didn't hit. I'm going to take that heavy belt. Okay, where is the boss here? Can we already get him? I'm just going to run to the boss. Here is a yellow one, do a little bit Earth Shatter, and here we go. Sometimes it can happen if you see a very strong rare enemy, just switch to Earth Shatter, do one cry, and you're good to go. And this is really fun too. This is something that I want to show you guys if the enemy stops spawning. So what can you do here? So this is really cool. So you just throw your hammer. You just do 3 times Earth Shatter. And now you just release this and you do this. Bang! This is so cool. You just destroy packs like that. I already did like maybe 200 of those. And I always one-shot them. But that is really cool. You need to take a little bit of time for it, but I like it a lot. It's really cool. It's really cool. So where is this boss? Somewhere. Oh. Yeah, I need to watch it a little bit because they are hitting really hard. Okay. Yeah, do you guys see that? Those guys were not primed or they are armored because it can happen. So if an enemy is armored, it's very hard to stun him, so you cannot really prime them. It can happen sometimes. It's not happening a lot of times. And at the moment I got enfeebled by the way too. So that makes it a little bit more difficult too. I'm wondering when the boss is going to pop. Because I want to show you guys how you need to do it on the boss too. What I'm going to do is I will go to the boss and I see you guys on the boss back, and then I will show you guys a little bit of rotation what you need to do on the boss. So I'm going to... Oh, I see him. Okay. It just popped up, and I think I can just go to here. So what do you do on a boss? So you always start with throwing your hammer. Then you do 3 times Earth Shatter. Then you do Infernal Cry. And then you need to have a look to his 1, 2, 3. Infernal Cry. 1, 2, 3. And now you can stun him. I was a little bit too late with my Sesame Cry. So I stunned him because the stun bar was full. And now Hammer of the Gods is coming. And I already did 5 million DPS. You start again. Here we go. And here we go. So that's how simple you need to do it. So I was a little bit too soon with my Sesame Cry. So I used them before I heavy stunned the boss here. And therefore I had only... I was lucky that I got Aftershock from the talent tree. But I lost 1 Hammer of the Gods. But you guys can see it plays really good. There are a lot of very strong mechanics in this build. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Have fun in the Druid League. I'm going to have fun with this build. And I see you guys in next video. Bye bye.